So in healthcare interviews in general, you find that there's a lot of tension. It's a tricky dynamic to be in. But one of the most important things that you can do to prepare for an interview, that not that many people talk about this little trick, but if you research the employer beforehand, not from just their website, not from just references, but really try to get to know them, perhaps meet up with them earlier or ask in your network about what their personality is, or just do as much research as you can to find out what their energy level is. How do they behave and how do they treat their patients? For example, employer A can be someone who's very happy-go-lucky, very relaxed with patients, great bedside manner, takes things more casual dress code, things like that. And employer B can be serious clinician, sourcing data, and really much more in line with a tight clinical environment. And both are great for two different types of patients, two different populations of patients. But if you go in and you act as though you were matching employer B, but really it's employer A. Say, for example, you go in, you're extremely clinical, down to the point, extremely formal, extremely proper, but that employer is more relaxed and happy-go-lucky. You don't match that environment. It doesn't matter the skills you have. It doesn't matter what the salary is. If you don't match that environment, you're not going to match the patient population. Think about it. An employer has likely been there 20 years plus. Their patients love them. The patients like seeing that doctor year after year. You come in and you're the stuffy new employee with this uptight clinical environment, and he or she's more happy-go-lucky, relaxed. It's not going to be a good fit. And so to find that energy level is good for you as a job seeker because you understand if you fit in that environment, but you'll do a lot better in the interview. So now we get to interview day, using that same example, I can now match that employer's energy level, maybe in the way I dress, maybe in the way I communicate with them. Am I more relaxed? Do I talk more about hobbies and things like that first before I get into maybe my clinical skills? And so that's a really good tip for new job seekers getting into interviews, that it's almost like a little hack in a way, but it's a social dynamic. There's a lot of social component to this. And if you know that employer beforehand, you'll likely have a lot more success in an interview.